This video is to explain how I made my 2x2x3 cuboid puzzle using an improved simplified technique. On the inside of it there's a keychain cube, one of these guys, and there are 12 pieces from an ordinary Rubik's Cube glued around it, and the main challenge to it is getting all these pieces lined up. Let's say that this is your modified keychain cube. You want to get your edge pieces all glued on just right. They have to be lined up, and they can be, they can be too high, or they can be too far to the left or the right, and things can kind of be rotated. And so the way I do that is to construct a platform and kind of almost like a mold that goes around the keychain cube. Will sit here, and you've got these layers, just enough height to put those at just the right height, and then you've got these other things around that hold them in the other directions. And so, I take measurements off my keychain core, comparing to the full-size edge pieces, and then I use those measurements to construct this thing. And I use Post-it notes because you can control the thickness of your Post-it notes quite accurately. So now we're going to measure dimension B. The edges can be either with the hollow side pointing up or the non-hollow side. I took two of them and put them with the hollow side facing up, kind of like this, like that. And then I took another one with the non-hollow side facing down, and it's kind of resting in between the two of them. So I've got one here that's like that, and I have one here that's like that. And we're going to see how much can we raise it so it won't knock the pencil off. Now I don't want to have this wax paper part on the bottom of the Post-it note, so I'm actually going to stick the Post-it note on the table and put the keychain cube on top of it. This one to me looks like I have to take off maybe 5 sheets of paper. So I'll take off 5 sheets of paper. And alright, well, we made it that time. So then we look through here and see, well, how many more sheets of paper can I squeeze in there and have it still fit? I've got it now, so it just barely fits under here. Yeah, there we go. You see how close it is? What I actually need, I don't need B, I actually need B divided by 2. Divide it roughly in half. Put them down back to back like this, and I've split it as close as I can halfway, but obviously now I can see that that's not quite right. You take something that's real thin, and you try sliding it this way, and you try sliding it this way. So that tells me that it's thicker on that side. And you know what? I think I've got that. This is B over 2. We put one on each side of the chasm, and the cube is going to try to go through the middle. We're going to use the same technique we used before. Okay, so now I've measured dimension A, and now I have 2 pads that are both equal to dimension A in height. But what I need is 4 that are equal to A over 2. Split them both in half, and I'm going to split them in half using the technique that I showed before. Put one down, and you put the next one, you put the cube against it, and you put the next one over there like that, and you get them all in there squared up against the cube. Take your B over 2 and add just 1 sheet of paper, stick it to the keychain cube. So I stuck the first one on there. Then what I do is I lift my keychain cube out, and I turn it, and I put it back down, and then I use this to position the next sticky pad, and then I continue all the way around. Alright, so I've made my edge and corner pieces in the standard way. I am gluing all 4 edges at the same time, and so I did this, and I've got these pieces of tape here. When it's time to glue our corners, which will come later, we're going to want to fit the 4 corners in here like this, and in order to make them stay up, I made a little square thing that can go in the bottom. In order to glue my core, I prepared it by turning one layer 45 degrees, and then the other 2 layers, I've got these little bits of the aluminum soda can wedged in between these vertical edges in 4 places, and it's kind of like turn it 90 degrees, and it's the same place on each side. I have them all glued on now. This thing turns smoothly in all directions, and the pieces are aligned, no matter how I turn it. Okay, so I'm ready to glue the first set of corners on, and I've done a couple things here. Just like before, I turned the top layer of my keychain core 45 degrees, and the bottom has 3 little pieces of the soda can, and there's only 3 of them here because I'm gluing this side that has my fused edges here. It's still hardening, but I'm pretty happy with this. I have basically a working slim tower 2x2x3 puzzle, and there's a little piece of tape sticking out here. This is that one corner that I'm going to make screw on. Alright, so I've got my slim tower disassembled here, and if you make it the way I'm suggesting, this is what you end up with. You've got 6 corners that are the same. You've got one removable corner that's in 2 pieces, plus a screw to hold it together. And then you're going to have your 8th corner attached to the core of the inner 3x3x3 mechanism. You've got 6 inner edges, and then you've got your 4 ordinary edges, visible edges. I bandaged up my puzzle with tape purely for the purpose of finishing the work on drilling the hole for my screw on my removable corner here. And I'm going to tape this up and drill in just to drill that. Then I can take off all my tape, make this hole bigger, make a countersink for the screw, and that's pretty much it. I also put a logo, so I stuck a logo on there and covered that over with a piece of clear package sealing tape. This really worked well, and most of this kind of setup will work for some of the other mod puzzles, particularly the 2x3x3, I think would work well. My slim tower, it's my first ever mod, and it's aligned pretty well. It doesn't lock up. I can pretty much do anything I want with it. I'm actually going to scramble it and solve it now, just for fun. The keychain on the inside felt a little funky when I started with it. Those keychain cubes aren't really the best cubes. It's too bad we don't have another source of good keychain cubes, something better. Maybe Eastchain will make a miniature 3x3 someday. That would be nice. Perhaps the Eastchain 2x2 core, which is a lot like a 3x3 core, could be modified in some way to make it useful as a core for this type of project. As is, it's only useful as a core for a 2x2, or perhaps a 1x2x2 or something like that. Floppy cube core perhaps might work, but won't work for anything that has 2x3 or 2x2 dimensions on it.